Hello everyone and welcome back to Victoria 3. Looking at our powerhouse New York, it really is a powerhouse. I mean, of course, historically it should be. Problem though with New York, as we can see, taxation capacity is extremely low here right now. Also, my infrastructure is actually getting lower in New York itself. However, the state itself is just amazing, right? It also is one of the fastest growing states that we have right now. It is also having a standard of living now by middling. So this is also something new that we don't have for that long yet. Throughout the states, we are also at middling, so this is number 5 in the world. The expected minimum living state is right now also impoverished, so we are above that. That is also quite okay, and the standard of living continues to rise. Now, we have just finished a new tech, that is the women's suffrage, so the feminism in my society that we've started in the last episode, and this one is now ready for action, so we can use this soon. Let's just go for the next research. Something interesting here, taxation capacity throughout the states is being improved with the central planning that we can use. We can also go for the international exchange standards. That gives me a bit more minting and loan interest rates. Probably going to expand my capacity there a bit. The construction, we really don't need to boost at the moment as we're really high on that. Let's go for central planning. Right, it doesn't take that long really, and then I would like to go a bit more into production again. Now, we just had an election also, so we can reform our government now. The industrialists are in the government right now. Of course, they're rather conservative, the same with the armed forces. Let's just kick them out for now and see if we can get something better with using my my other parties. Basically, we don't really have that many interest groups, are we? We have the Socialist Party that are not doing well with anyone really. The petite bourgeoisie and the intelligentsia hate each other. The rural folk is also not there, so we do have a bit of a problem there. Let's have a look at the armed forces and industrialists again. And perhaps we can use at least one that is pro-universal suffrage, especially for women, so women's rights. I'm looking out for that. Liberal rights of women is property to women. Oh, they're also not really there with me, the intelligentsia, right? And the bourgeoisie doesn't even have to say anything for women. All right, rural folk I can already imagine. Trade unions, perhaps you are pro-women. Women rights, you are the Socialist Party, so you should do this. But I also, egalitarian rights of women, also property only. This is strange. None of them actually endorses a more progressive attitude towards women at the moment, so I cannot really do anything there, as I cannot put in any laws, right? Even though, yeah, it's useless doing anything here. Perhaps we can get another bonus out of that rural folk. There's no way I can actually get my legitimacy up. We are at 73, that's it. Thomas Jackson is our leader of the armed forces, by the way. So interesting traits that we have there. And we are really bad actually with our interest groups there at the moment. So trade unions, we should definitely boost them a bit. Intelligentsia, so let's just see if we have a law that they like. No, they don't really have anything, only labor rights, but there's too much opposition for this. And other than that, the trade unions would not really endorse anything. Bourgeoisie, National Guard, they would like. Who opposes this? The intelligentsia, we would lose a bonus with them. The secret police, intelligentsia as well. Oh, this is tricky. We have a very, very divided political force right now. Intelligentsia, they don't, yeah, there's way too much opposition for anything. Let's go ahead, also having a few more government administrations wherever we need them. So in New York, we don't have the highest taxation capacity yet. So in New York, I would like to go ahead with 2 of them. In Louisiana, we don't need more. In North Carolina, let's just check out Louisiana. There is actually a good taxation capacity here. I also cannot really sort it out where I have the lowest taxation capacity, it seems. Right, so I can only see the market access, but that is the infrastructure, not the government. Taxation. Right, I'm going with a bit more taxation now here. I guess we can also see it here somewhere. Insufficient taxation capacity. It's only really New York, right? So in New York, we definitely need a lot of these additional government administrations. So let's go ahead with 4 in addition. This should net us a nice yield then in new taxes coming out. That's the only thing though that we can see here. The other one is the low market access in a few states, but it's only really just minor in most of them. Still, of course, we should continue with increasing that. So first of all, I would like to check my ports again, because ports are the easiest bonus that we can give here. So Louisiana has still 1 more port. where we can add it. There it's actually fine. Here, Delaware, we could have one more. Right, and of course on the other side, California, but that has a very good infrastructure at the moment. And then it's all about the railway, right? And the railway, Louisiana, we can go ahead with one more. However, as we know, railway now also consumes electricity. We do have a lot of electricity right now, 400. That is fine. So we can build some railways at the moment, right? And definitely where we are rather low on that. Montana probably should get 2 of that. Oh, Nevada has -6, only a market access of 54. But in Nevada, of course, we are not really producing that much right now. Texas is also fine. And by the way, how's it now looking with all that additional transportation on my oil rigs? Yeah, it's going up. It's okay. It's getting up there a bit. And we're starting to produce more again. So I think the industry is starting to work again now that we have more workforce available. It's still tricky though. Alright, construction. It's all about infrastructure right now, taxation capacity. And Connecticut also looking fine. Let's also have a look at our market in general. I don't want to build too much industry right now because it's really hurtful. So cloth industry, cloth or grocers. To see if we can have any new kind of imports here. Italian market would give us some sugar. Fruits we would get from the British market. This costs me the bureaucracy. Glass once again is a bit low, but there's no one really giving us glass. And we do have some export as well that we could do. Lead in really good demand. So to the Prussian market, let's export 500 lead. Some tobacco to the Italian market back again. Steel I'm definitely not going to. Yeah, that's it though, right? And we have one unproductive trade route. Let's cancel this one again. Okay, so finally let's take the jump for the coal-fired plant. So this is in effect now. This is costing me 5,000 more coal in addition. So we're negative 4,000 right now. This is just minorly though changing the prices. So the power plants are still working, right? And we are producing now a huge surplus of electricity. We are having a surplus of 800, but I think it's way higher than that. We are not fully staffing the power plants here at the moment. This is of course a bit of a problem. Now, very strange though, and something that I don't quite understand, so for any kind of comment would be very helpful. We are exporting 7,000 coal right now to the British market, right? And I cannot change this, so I cannot get rid of that. And I've actually cancelled it once and it immediately got reenacted again. So we are producing enough coal for ourselves. However, we are exporting 7,000 to the British market, even though I do have my protected domestic supply here in effect. So the only other thing that I could do is putting an embargo on Britain, of course. This would hurt our relationship though quite a lot. And in that case here, no idea what's going on there because I can't get my coal up. So whenever I do have a bit of coal, I mean, we don't even have coal, right? But it's just hurting us a lot there right now. However, we do have electricity. My power plants are not very productive though because of that, or not very profitable because of that. However, we do have the electricity that I want, and it's going up there again, right? So 800 we have in addition right now. And I can use this, for example, to activate the electric engines for my motors, for my motor industry. And with that, we would get more engines out. I'm not doing this for all of them, just for the highest one, probably for now. To make a change here, right? So New York has it now in effect, and this is now giving us a nice boost to engines there that we can then once again use for our other industries that we have. We also have this mission here, the first transcontinental railway. So the railway shall connect us all from sea to shining sea, and we do need to have basically a railway from west to east, and we still need one in California and in Utah. We are lacking that, so let's also get this one cracking. Utah and California? Can't be right. We do have. I'm pretty certain that we do have railway now in California. No, we don't. Alright, let's go ahead and also implement that for California, which has a good workforce, by the way. So California, we could do something here. We have actually we have unemployed people here. So let's get us another university out for California. Taxation capacity, infrastructure is fine too. What is that? Discoverable resources. There's still more resources here to be discovered. Probably oil or something. We haven't found that yet. That I can then use. Well, let's just check it out. What else we could do here? We would need actually some fabric on my market. Get us some more livestock ranches there along. Wheat we should have a lot though. Grain. So yeah, there's no problem with that. Iron perhaps. Yeah, we have a lot of that. There's oil actually. California, beside Texas, is now our oil production. So let's go ahead and have 10 oil rigs starting in California. Finally, we have it, central planning, leveraging all the latest innovations in management science and electric communication. Long-term plans for sweeping societal development can be coordinated by a single administrative office. 25% taxation capacity. This should especially help us out then with New York. So where we're increasing this out from negative 20%, we're at negative 8%. Are we still building some... No, we're not. So let's go ahead with a few more government administrations that we definitely will need here in order to get the maximum out of that. Now, I'm eager to go for more production again, production tax. And since we're looking really good on electricity now with 1,000 surplus, and steel is always in constant demand, I would actually like to go ahead with the electric arc process, because this gives me the bonus here for the steel mills using electricity, and it also leads to the arc wielding tech here down here that further boosts my... Oh, that is the highest construction tier then, also for my shipyards there. I think this is what I would like to go for. One more thing, compression ignition is actually something that we need to get, because it finally allows us then to use oil for our mines, further boosting our raw import, or raw production. But that's it, right? Electric industries, telephones we could unlock with that. Tractors for the farms is also something that saves us workforce, so anything that saves us workforce really is very much appreciated. And then also using fertilizers for our plantations is something. Oh, and we finished that mission there. Let's go for the electric arc wielding process. With the route between the Atlantic and Pacific complete, the door is open for greater settlement of the American West. And we do get what? Oh, a lot of throughput for my railway buildings, and a lot, 200% migration attraction for my western states. Go ahead with this. So they're going to profit here now quite a bit then. Especially also California with its oil rigs and stuff like that. Getting more workforce in is going to be really important here. By the way, transportation, do we still have enough? Yeah, we still have enough transportation. Let's also once again increase the capacity of my army. So in that case here, I think, yeah, we could also in this headquarter now expand it. So let's just go ahead and make this one full. New Mexico also gets it. The whole east, as we can see, is already fully developed. So we can now go ahead with the central ones, giving them the barracks. And I think also California will need some more naval bases so that we can then also continue expanding or moving that fleet to other ones, right? And right now, Pacific Coast has 5 battalions available. And also 5 flotillas or 5 fleets available. So we are going to wait here for this to finish. And then I would have more soldiers basically. We're at 152 right now. Number 10 in the world. Of course, history dictates us we need to be number 1. Also, I will need way more soldiers in order to get Alaska. And Alaska, can we already see this? No, there's no oil yet, right? Because I'm pretty sure we can get oil here. We have also a lot of coal. But that's really it. So Alaska is not that important to us at the moment. Development of our consisting states is way more important. Now. While we don't have any construction, I mean, it's a bit trickier, right? Because we still lack workforce in so many states. I really don't want to expand my industry when actually I cannot do this because we do lack it. What I could do though is we finished all the barracks. That's okay. Perhaps I can do some more railways. Also looks actually really fantastic right now with all of that. Ports. Also not really anything here we can do. Yes, so my construction is so high that at the moment I cannot actually build something because we wouldn't have the workforce anyway, right? Perhaps more power plants for the world. But then again, I wouldn't even know for what. Looking at my current power plants, we're not even able to fully staff them. Perhaps in New York we are, but in my other states we're not. So I definitely do need to wait there for getting a bit more workforce in, right? I could definitely use this to reduce my taxes to the lowest amount because we do have a lot of radicals at the moment, and reducing taxes is always giving me a nice boost there to negative to radicals, right? So reducing the chance of that. So I'm not entirely sure why radicalization goes up right now. From being fired from buildings. Oh, okay, we do have a lot of that because we changed the workforce. Decreases in standard of living, that's the same people probably that got fired, so they will have to move to other states. We do have now the migration attraction over here, so we should really see this soon. We should really see this soon that they are moving over because we do have these migration bonuses now For example, here in California. So I'm hoping for a nice influx of workforce. I mean, we do have jobs, right? They're just in different states. So hopefully this gets resolved somehow. I would also need to help them, but I don't have enough authority for that right now. What we can do in the meantime is we can start a war. Whenever there is a bit of boredom, let's go ahead and do something, trying something. We do have, for example, Venezuela down here. We do have New Granada. Let's just check it by their GDP. New Granada is way more wealthy than the Venezuela. We have Peru. We have Chile and Argentina. And Peru, by the way, is not that strong. What we could do is, do they have any strong... with Argentina, they do have a defensive pact, but Argentina is really weak. We could probably turn them into a puppet. Yes, we could do this. No, we would definitely be able to fight them. And Great Britain will probably also not join, really, because they do like us. And my infamy level right now is at 0 again. So we can afford this, right? We can turn Peru, for example, into a puppet. I've never done this before. And since we are playing on Iron Man mode, this might be problematic. I don't know. Military-wise, we would definitely be able to do this. So what does a puppet actually do for us? It pays us 20% of the treasury to us each week. So this is going to boost my income quite a bit. And they also cannot start diplomatic plays by themselves. In that case, yeah, I think it's actually fine, right? They have a good GDP there. I mean, they have a very poor population, quite impoverished. But I think that's still fine. Confirm to make a puppet out of Peru. Let's just try this out. And this is my war goal. Can we do anything else here? Nah, I don't want to. I also don't want to conquer it directly, because that would just, once again, cost me workforce. Manning those plantations then. So let's go ahead and mobilize my generals. That we then have to move over with my navy, right? What I can do though is, we have 170 available. They begin mobilization now. I cannot do anything really at the moment. Once the diplomatic play starts, I think only then will I be able to move over some of my generals and stuff like that. So I'm just starting to mobilize now. Let's start to mobilize all of my generals, because why not? We have the soldiers and I do have the money right now, right? So we can show them we're serious about this, and they will either back down or actually let it come to a war there with us. Of course, we're playing also against Chile. Did they join? Yes, Chile did join. So we might also have to fight them, but they're not strong either. More people are moving to the States though right now. That is also something. And we also still have this damn Western Frontier expedition that I cannot get to work. So we are trying it again. It already has reached a medium peril level. We must be careful. I even have this time, once again, a general that is an explorer. So there is everything is actually possible there. And somehow there's not. So no idea. I don't have a claim on these yet here. So Washington, Oregon, Idaho. I definitely do want to have a claim there. So we can take it, but at the moment I cannot do this. Alright, quickly check. Begin improving relationships there for the big powers again, though we are already pretty big also with Spain, so the big powers will certainly not join. And I definitely want to have a puppet there for once. Gold is going up again. Should we build something? I don't know. And yeah, Peru backs down. And with that, yielding the primary war goal. And with that, Peru is now, as we also can see, turns our color. It's not directly in our control, but it does belong now to us. And I think, is it that? 10,000 diplomatic play income? Diplomatic pacts? We do get another 10,000 out of them being now a puppet to us. You should also see this then here. Puppet. Yes, they're puppet to of the United States. Very good. We got our first puppet in South America. And of course, this is just nice for my income. It does, of course, increase my infamy. So we're infamous right now. We will definitely wait now again for this one to go down. Okay, I'm also canceling my services consumption tax for now because we don't need it. I would like to use the authority to use the grass is always greener enactment in Texas, which is now in effect. This gives them a 50% migration attraction, so more people will join them. North Italians are also coming to Colorado, so we do see some migration there at the moment. And this should hopefully help us then with especially manning my oil rigs, which is pretty important as we do need so much oil in the future now with all my productions. Where else could we do this? So for example, it's not looking so bad in Florida right now. Wherever we do also have lots of these power plants, right? Very important that we actually get them up there to running again. It's not looking so great for them at the moment, but I think overall it's not looking so bad workforce wise. We also have the gold mines here that are fully staffed. California is seeing huge influx of new workforce now, so that is also fine. And the East Coast definitely has enough. I mean, we do lack some in some coal mines here. And as we know, coal is just so important for everything. So Virginia, for example, that has the biggest coal industry in the States, also with its Appalachian Mountains boost. We probably also could go with a greener grass campaign here for now, so that more people move over manning those coal mines that we have. A newspaper called the California Edition has printed a bigoted article about the Afro-Caribbean people living there. We can suppress the article or we can let it go. Ads, yeah, ignore it because -5 prestige is actually quite a lot. We still have a really high lack of laborers in the US. Electrical arc process, former steel mills has been unlocked. Perfect. Another nice tech that we can use. Oh, the telephone is close to completion, but that will happen now automatically anyway. I don't need to worry about that. Oil turbine is still way too far away. Assembly lines. Once again, we could save laborers with that. In the furnaces, in the tooling workshops. Oh, the tooling workshops. That's probably going to be pretty big. For oil and electricity. This would be possible. But then again, is it a good idea? The tractors, combustion engine, the barracks, automobiles, the chainsaw for the logging camp. Alright. Could be something. Let's go for conveyors. We can save some more workforce with that. Even though I know part of my radicalization is because people lose their jobs. Right, so especially where we do have these industries where I substituted them. Alright, and we've unlocked the telephone, and this also unlocks us the telephone switchboards for my government administration. That is actually pretty big. Look at that, 9,500 bureaucracy we'll get out of that, and 2,800 taxation capacity if we use 475 telephones, so not even that much. And also it will once again shift the employment dramatically from clerks to bureaucrats. But telephones, of course, we would need to produce first. That would be a goal. And universities... Yeah, I would really like to go for that next step here to boost our tech further. We do need analytical philosophy. And it's all the way down here, so this is going to be a bit harder to achieve before we can boost that finally. But we also have now a new industry, the electrics industry. So this produces telephones by using rubber, which we have, tools, which we have, iron, which we have, and lead, which we have also in high quantities. So industries... and it will produce 60, so let's start with 10 of them that we should get cracking. And perhaps we can do this here in the east, or we actually start this industry up in California. We have 22 unemployed here, 32 unemployment rate. High unemployment rate in New York once again, so yeah, probably could start this here. Let's start with 10 in New York. So that construction is now working. Going to take a while. By the way, 1880 we are, and we have reached rank 2 power-wise in the world, so we have superseded Great Britain, that is actually going down, is in decline right now, with Austria still also climbing to us. France, however, is really far ahead, GDP-wise, prestige-wise, population-wise, so basically in everything, of course. They also expanded quite a bit, so we might also try a big war against them at some point to cut them down, as it's called, right? Let's also just check it out. Yeah, we do have now a lot of additional sources available. So the Great Plains headquarters has 20 available. Perry and Valentine. Valentine definitely looks better to me. He's also a hedonist. And morale recovery, actually, this gives me. He's a bandit, though. That's a negative prestige. And this one here is scarred. He's not got the best health, but he's got some good offensive and defensive bonuses. Let's go for him. And then we got the Pacific Coast. He's got some influence, home defense bonus. Once again, we got the bandit. Can I not reroll this? I don't want to go with any of them. They're both pretty bad, but if I have to take it, I think we're going with this guy here, Elia Stevenson. The other one has some very good traits, but he's a bandit, of course, also. This gives him an infamy decay as a ruler. Let's go with him. Seems better to me, actually, because he just has more bonuses. And with that, we are nagging now at 200 battalions available there. Also, let's have a look at my admirals. We do have, of course, now the New England one. There we do need a new one. Or another one, as it's called. By the way, we do have them, right? We have one. Try promote him, so he should get a few more out there. Also Valentine here, let's promote this guy. And our Perry now, yes, he can then command a few more troops. And for that, New England, oh, he's got a big morale damage protection. And this one is an experienced naval commander, so he's also brave. Let's go with him. And then the Pacific Coast, he's direct and a naval commander. I love that trait because it's a nice boost overall to your power. Go ahead with this. We do need a bit more bureaucracy though again out of that, so I'm going to build a few more government administrations. Infrastructure wise, we don't have a problem. Let's go with one in California. New York actually has a negative infrastructure, I think, for the first time ever. In Nebraska we have 61 infrastructure. 61. Crazy. With only 2 railways though. Yep, but we don't really have a lot here. Basically nothing. And lots of unemployment rates, so we could actually do something here. Get us some more wood production. Do this, just start something up. Some livestock ranches for fabric. We actually don't need these things. Let's just have 5 of them. And then we could have an industry though that needs workers, laborers. That would be possible. Something that we can use for us. For electrics would be possible. The chemical plants. We have fully staffed tooling workshops level 18 in Nebraska. That is really high. So we're producing a lot of that. Another mining accident. And I can definitely go with another industry though. I think we do need more clothes, right? Yes, we do need lots of new clothes. Even though we have the rest. And this would cost me 2,000 laborers per level. So it needs a lot of laborers. So in Nebraska, we could go up with that. There's actually also a profit implication. Let's go with 10 for now. Starting that. So a tools and a fabric production, a close production in Nebraska because of that infrastructure that we definitely should use. There's also the conveyors now, so this will be another death blow to the laborers in general in my countries, right? So this is drastically reducing any kind of laborers that we have. Next up, combustion is something that I'm actually eyeing for a while now. We could give another bonus to my... Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. To my construction industry. We could start the processing of beginning producing silk. There's another boost here to my glassworks that once again will only reduce the labor workforce. Oil turbine is still 5 years, so let's have a look at society again and go probably with international exchange standards for giving me some more minting. Let's go with that first. And then probably go down here into the psychoanalysis for the boost to my universities that I definitely want to achieve. Alright, so far so good. Military is bigger than ever. My industry is also growing a bit. We're working on bureaucracy to also increase some institutions there again. Other than that, yeah, not that much is happening at the moment as we're basically just trying to staff all our industry, which is the most important thing. And then hopefully we can finish one of these expeditions in the future. Stay tuned!